How's everybody doing today? Did everybody eat way too much food yesterday? All right. Let's come up to seated to start. Let's take a moment to kind of settle in and get comfortable. Excuse me. I'm starting by allowing the crown of your head to begin to lift upwards. And at the same time, just start to settle heavily into the seat. Let your eyes close. Let your lips close. Try to maintain a relaxed jaw and just start to breathe through the nose. Slowly filling your lungs. Full, complete sip of air, filling right up to the top, and then emptying slow and steady. Belly pulling in, all the stale air is pressed out, and then relax the abdominal muscles and fill the lungs again. I'm just letting that breath flow now. Inhale into exhale. Back into the inhale. Over and over. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Keep pulling the chin just slightly back towards the throat to keep the back of the neck open, long. Placing your hands on your knees. Shifting your whole upper body over to the left. And let's inhale, bring ourselves forward and all the way around to the right. As you exhale, feel that tailbone tuck as you come around and to the left, and let's continue. Big circles. Try to keep the head fairly stationary, feeling the chest guiding the way forward as you inhale. Subtle, gentle rounding of the back as you exhale. Almost like a very subtle cow-cat movement with that spine. One more time around. Exhaling, ending up all the way over to the left, and then just shift the body to center. Excuse me. Shift it over to the right now. Sorry, little tickle in my throat this morning. Let's inhale, come forward and to the left. Exhale, back and around to the right. To the right. Continuing to move the body. A few more rounds. I'm going to grab myself a little bit of water just in case. Good, just make this the last round here. Ending up over at that right side, and then just shifting back to that center position. Lengthening upwards through the crown of the head. Take a full inhale, and as you exhale, let your right ear just begin to melt over towards that right shoulder. Feel that stretch at the left side of the neck. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, let your head begin to roll forward, chin towards the chest. Take it, roll it all the way around to the left so that your left ear now is over your left shoulder. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, let your head roll forward and down, pausing when your chin is down toward your chest. On the inhale, lift the chin. Start to expose the throat. Keep lifting that chin up. Try to maintain length in the neck, so don't just drop the head straight back. Try to extend and lengthen and stretch as you tip the head back. You may find that you need to open the mouth to keep your jaw relaxed. Make sure you're still breathing through your nose. Good. On the inhale, let's lift the head up slowly, and then let your chin one more time melt down and towards your chest. And now we're going to deepen the stretch by interlacing the fingers and just resting the hands on the back of the head. Letting your arms relax a little bit at a time, adding weight to the stretch without pulling. Inhale, let your head come up. And just start to let your head lean back into the hands. Let your elbows come back as well. Opening your throat. Maybe even feeling that opening across the chest. Inhale, looking forward. Extend the arms straight up towards the ceiling. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Try to get your arms straight, even if it means taking those hands wider than the shoulders. Take another deep breath in, really stretch tall. As you exhale, twist around to your right, reaching for your right knee with your left hand as you plant your right hand around behind your back. Try to bring it in line with the center of you. Rolling that right shoulder back, looking as far over that right shoulder as you can, closing the eyes, focusing inwards. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. As you exhale, twist to your furthest place. Inhale through center, arms float up. Exhale, twist to your left, reaching across for the left knee with the right hand as the left hand plants behind you. Try to keep those shoulders level with each other. Inhale, grow the spine longer. Exhale, twist to your deepest and furthest place. Inhale through center, arms float up. Turn your palms forward. reaching forward as you fold, coming all the way down, melting the chest, chin, nose, then forehead, crawling those fingers as far forward as they'll go. So maybe you can inhale, lift the head and roll right up onto your knees. You might need to walk your hands back to swing both legs over to the side, making your way into a table position. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Push the floor away through both those hands, spread your fingers wide. Inhale, lift the chin and the tailbone up as you open the throat. Exhale, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, rounding out your back. Inhaling into cow. And exhaling into cat. And just continue going back and forth with your breath. How slow can you move and how deep can you breathe? One more inhale. One more exhale. Neutral table when you're done. Curl your toes under, press up and back to your first downward facing dog. And as you come up into this first downward dog, just start to walk those heels up and down a few times. Back and forth, side to side. Just feeling those hamstrings start to open up slowly. Doing each heel one more time. And then try to press both heels down at the exact same time. Wrist crease parallel with the top edge of your mat, fingers spread wide apart. Try to really push the floor away from you through both your hands. And as you inhale, come up high on the toes, bend the knees, look forward, and walk your feet all the way up between those hands. Come up to a flat back, long spine, look out in front of you, and as you exhale, fold your chest toward your thighs. Inhale again to a flat back, lengthen and extend. As you exhale, hinge from the hips and fold the body down. Inhale now, circle the arms up, lift the chin, look up. As you exhale, bring your hands through to your heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale completely. Inhale, arms reach up, look up. Exhale, hinge and fold from the hips, coming all the way down. Halfway up on the inhale, plant your hands and come back to plank pose as you exhale. So you're at the top of a push-up. Shoulders directly over the wrists, tailbone tucked, low belly lifts. Continuing to breathe through your nose, steady. Inhale, lift your right leg just enough to point your right toes. Look ahead a few inches as you inhale, lower with control as you exhale, untucking the left toes, pressing the left foot down, keeping the right leg lifted, you're in cobra. So untuck the left toes, but lift the right leg. Keep pointing that right foot. Push into your palms, take another inhale. Curl your left toes under and now press slowly up to a one-legged downward facing dog. Lift that right leg up. Keep flexing that right foot now. Pressing your left heel down towards the ground. Push that right heel away from you. Try to keep the weight even between both of your hands. Keep the fingers spread wide. Inhale that right leg just a bit higher. Take a big step forward with the right foot. And if it doesn't make it to the hands, help it there. Now that your foot is in between your hands, walk it over to the right, wiggle that left foot further away from you. How low can you settle your hips right now? Pulling the right hip back, shifting that left hip forward, looking forward, breathing deeply. Press the back of your left leg up towards the ceiling. Keep melting both your hips down at the exact same time. On your next inhale, bring your left hand just a bit closer to your inner right foot. Take your right arm out like a wing. Look at your thumb. And now inhale, start to lift that right arm up, spiraling your chest, open to the right. Keep pressing that left leg as straight as you can. Try to roll the weight to the right big toe and the inner right heel, keeping knee over ankle. One more inhale, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, the right arm comes down. Plant your hands shoulder distance width apart. Without lifting the heel of either hand off the ground now, step your right foot back to meet your left foot, and you're back at the top of a push-up. Breathing here. Lift the left leg, point the left toes. So point your toes to the room behind you. So keep your foot in a pointed position. Take a deep breath in, look forward, begin to lower with control. Uncurling those right toes as you lift through the back of the head. Keep that left leg lifted off the ground. Untuck your right toes. You're in cobra with the left leg lifted. Breathe. Can you inhale up just a bit higher? Curl the right toes under now. Press up and back to that one-legged down dog. Flex the left foot. Spread your toes. Try to relax the head. Just let it hang. Keep pressing that right heel down towards the ground. Inhale that left leg even higher. And then the left foot comes forward. Try to bring that foot right up in between those hands. Walk it out to the left. Slowly begin to wiggle that right foot back behind you. Rising to all 10 of your fingerprints, looking ahead. Press your right leg as straight as you can. Breathe here. Keep that low belly lifted. Slight tuck to the tailbone, left hip back, right hip forward. Now as you inhale, bring your right hand in a bit closer. Preparing, left arm comes out like a wing. Look at your thumb, wait for the next inhale, and begin to lift that left arm up. Spiraling your chest, open to the left. Keep pushing down through that left big toe and that inner left heel. Relax those shoulders away from the ears. Keep that breath slow and steady. Inhale, reaching even higher. Exhale, the left arm comes down. Plant your hands shoulder distance width apart. So get both palms flat on your mat. Left foot joins the right. You're at the top of a push-up. Press up and back to downward dog here. Lifting the hips up and pressing the heels down. On your next inhale, rise up on the toes, soften the knees and look forward, and exhale the feet to the hands. Come up halfway and lengthen the spine. As you exhale, fold chest to thighs. Inhale and the arms reach up, lift the chin, look up. As you exhale, bring your hands through to your heart. Inhaling deeply. Exhale completely, looking forward. The inhale, we bring the arms up. Take a side bend to the right as you exhale. Inhale through center and lean to your left. Inhale, come back up, look up. And as you exhale, tip back into the back bend. We inhale, come up slowly and swan dive all the way down. Halfway up on the inhale, plant the palms, come back to plank as you exhale. So you're at the top of a push-up, setting the right knee down under the right hip. Pivot and plant the left foot behind that right foot. Bring your right hand in line with the knee. Point your right toes to the arch of your left foot. So glue the whole sole of that left foot down, and if you need a little bit of balance support, let your right foot be a kickstand behind you. Looking at your right thumb now, the left arm floats up, straight to the ceiling. Maybe your gaze moves from that right thumb to the wall to your left. Maybe you can continue to turn the head and look at your left thumb. Maybe you don't even need the eyes to balance. Turn your left palm forward, reach the arm over the ear. Reach across the room. Try to keep that whole left side on a diagonal line from the outer edge of the left ankle right up to the hip, through to that left shoulder, and out through those left fingers. Do you have more in you? Can you lean into your right hand? Maybe that left leg can float up parallel to the ground. And if your left foot leaves the ground, make sure that you're flexing it, keeping that leg active. Take a deep breath in, and if you've lifted the leg, exhale, set the foot down. Let's inhale, lift the left arm up, look down, lower the hand down. Set your knee down, widen your hands back to shoulder distance. Let's inhale through to cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale, chin and tailbone lift as you open the throat and across the chest. Exhale, tuck, round, pull the belly in. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Neutral table position. Keep the left knee where it is. Straighten your right leg. Plant your right foot behind your left. Bring your left hand in. Line it up with your knee. Gaze at your left thumb. So make sure that your left toes are pointing to the middle of your right foot where the arch is located. If you need the kickstand, the left foot would slide back a bit. Gazing at that left thumb, let your right arm float up. Maybe slowly moving your gaze from that left thumb out to the right, maybe all the way up towards that right hand, and then turning the palm forward, reach across the room, extending those fingers, lengthen the body. Keep pulling that low belly in. Maybe it's within your ability to lean a bit more weight into the left hand, letting the right leg get very light and floating it up. Make sure if you're lifting your right leg to flex your right foot. Continuing to breathe. One more full inhale. Exhale, lower the right foot if you've lifted it. Let's inhale, lift that right arm up slowly. Look down, lower your hand down. Lower your knee down, bring your hands back out to shoulder distance width, and inhale, lift the chin, lift the tailbone. Exhale, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, round the back. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale into cow. Exhale, slowly into cat. Last time, nice and slow. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Neutral table as you inhale, tuck the toes, exhale, lift the hips to downward facing dog, and breathe. Pushing the chest back, pressing those heels down. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Flex the foot, Spread the toes. Both arms are strong. Inhale that right leg up higher. Exhale, take your right foot, step it forward. Planting your left foot now on a 45-degree angle, so you may need to step it in a little closer to get that 45. Square your hips to the top of your mat, and inhale, slowly begin to lift the arms, circle them up, lifting your chin. Try to bend your right knee directly over that right ankle, and now pull your right hip back, shift your left hip forward. Square those hips to the top of your mat. Push half the weight back into that left foot, straighten that left leg as much as you can. Take one more inhale, turn your palms out, circle the arms around behind your back, clasp your hands. Come onto your left toes. Find your drishti looking ahead, maybe slightly down, lift off that left foot, flex it, and start to hinge from your hips into your toppling tree, a variation of warrior 3. Try to squeeze those shoulder blades together. Try to maintain a straight line from ears to shoulders to hips to left ankle. So only hinging with the upper body the same amount that you can lift your left leg up behind you. Take another full breath in, and as you exhale, plant that left foot again. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground, framing that right foot, step back to downward dog, and breathe. Draw those shoulders up and back, away from the ears. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Can you lift it just a bit higher and then step that left foot forward? The right foot might need to come in a little closer. Plant it flat on a 45-degree angle. Now square your hips. So get that right heel flat to your mat and circle those arms up into your warrior 1. Try to pull your left hip back as you shift that right one forward. Lift your chin, looking up. Pull those shoulders down, away from the ears. Try to keep that right leg as straight as possible. Push down through that left big toe. Push firmly into that inner left heel as well. Try to keep those eyes focused, single point. Arms are straight. Try not to bend at the elbow. Inhale, reach even higher. Turn your palms out. Circle the arms around behind the back. Now cross the opposite fingers on top this time. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Looking ahead, come onto your right toes. When you're ready, lifting off that right foot, flexing it, and hinging. As your shoulders come down, that right ankle lifts up the same amount. Flex that right foot. Keep that leg active and engaged. So not necessarily important just to lower the shoulders, but it's about lifting the back leg up at the same time. Taking one last inhale here. Exhale, plant that right foot. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to frame that left foot. And as you plant both palms, step back into your downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and press the heels down. Inhaling onto the toes, bending the knees, looking forward, and bring your feet forward to your hands. Adjust your feet to a hip distance stance. Inhale, look out in front of you. Can you grab your big toes? If not the big toes, then the ankles or the calves. And it's your first two fingers making J-shaped hooks right around those big toes. Inhale, lean into the toes as you look out in front of you. As you exhale, keep weight in the toes, start to pull yourself down, flare your elbows out to the sides, tuck your chin, lift your hips. Pull yourself down, so get your arms active. Shoulders pulling back away from the ears, breathe. So it's like you're having a game of tug of war between your hands and your feet. So as the hands pull up, the toes press down. Not to the point where your fingers leave the ground though, so that's how strong those toes are working as well. Inhale, look forward, straight back. Release the grip. Take a big step back with your left foot and walk your hands around to the left until you're facing the long end of your mat. Turning the right toes in, adjust your feet so they're pigeon-toed about one leg's length apart. So slide the heels out. Inhale, look forward. Lean a bit of weight into your toes, plant your palms, and start to walk your hands back as you fold yourself down. Now hug your elbows in to shoulder distance. Pull yourself through those legs, lifting those hips up, pressing the backs of those knees gently open. Relax your toes, don't dig them into the floor. Continue to breathe through your nose. On your next inhale, lifting up, walk the hands forward under those shoulders, plant your palms. Start to heel toe those feet apart. How wide can you take your feet? How low can you get your hips? Now keeping your hips very much in line with your ankles, once you've come down to your furthest part, you can judge here whether you're staying on your palms, you're lowering to your forearms, you're placing a block underneath the forearms to allow yourself to come down, and then relax your head and just let it hang. Keep breathing deeply as you open up the inner thighs, the hips, muscles deep within the groin. Imagining the flexibility that would be necessary in order for you to get your inner thighs right down to the actual ground, coming into a full, complete splits in this posture. So really root down through the soles of the feet, imagining you are straddling two icebergs. So you're engaging those legs. You don't want your feet to travel any further apart than you can handle. So you control yourself in this posture. But as your body maybe starts to open up, there may be the possibility of those feet going a little bit wider as you start to open up even deeper in this pose. Take 2 more breaths. Full inhale and full exhale. And then when you're done that second breath, inhale, lifting back up, shortening your stance, heel toeing those feet in a bit. Walking back around towards the top of your mat, turning your right toes out as you come onto the ball of your left foot, plant both your palms flat and step back to downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, breathing here. Now as you inhale, come forward to plank. And as you exhale, lower yourself down all the way to your belly, your forehead, untuck your toes. With your forehead on your mat, clasp your hands at the small of your back, squeezing those hands into a fist. So your hands are on your low back, making a fist. So Jade, you want to bring your hands up on top of your back, not underneath you, and interlace your fingers. So like Chris is doing here, your arms are up behind your back. Now try to send your knuckles towards your heels, squeeze those legs together, and now inhale, send the chin forward and lift through the back of the head. Now really press down through the tops of the feet. Can you lift your arms just away from your buttocks and extend the knuckles even closer to those heels? Open that chest. Breathe deeply here, using the strength of your back muscles to pull your chest away from your mat. And if you're not quite at your edge yet, then you can lift your legs as well if that's available, but it's not a necessity, it's simply a possibility. Make sure you're still able to breathe. Take another inhale, come up even higher as you exhale, lower down, bring your arms down alongside you, palms facing the ceiling, turn your head to the right, bring your big toes together, let your heels fall apart. So your arms are still back alongside the body. Big toes touch, heels fall apart, try to relax your hips. Maybe wiggle those hips a few times from side to side and then just randomly stop, trying to relax that low back as much as possible. Good. Bring your ankles back together and your forehead down. Turn your palms down and slide your hands out just off the edges of your yoga mat. So those arms are still straight and alongside the body. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Squeeze your legs together. Inhale, send the chin forward again. Lift through the back of the head. Push into your palms to lift those shoulders off the ground. Continue to breathe deeply. Can you inhale, lift both legs right from the hips? Point your toes. Try to extend those toes to the room behind you as you pull your chest forward in front of you. Can you lift your hands up? Maintaining that breath through the nose. One more inhale, lift up, up, up. Exhale, release. Turn your palms up, bring the arms beside you. Turn your head to the left now. Let your big toes touch. Let your heels fall apart. Wiggle those hips side to side, and then stop and relax. And send that breath down to the low back. Bring your forehead to the ground, ankles together. Place your hands beside your chest, fingers behind the tops of your shoulders. Nice and slow on the inhale, press up to your hands and your knees. Walk those knees forward. Walk those hands back now and come to stand on those knees. Separating your knees so there's 2 fist distance between them. Tucking the toes under, making sure that your ankles are right behind those knees. And then place your hands into your imaginary back pockets so that the heels of the hands are at the very low back. And the fingers wrap around those buttocks, and your elbows now begin to hug them in as you push your hips forward. Let's inhale, lift the chin, looking up, and now lean the upper body back, but don't let your hips fall back. Keep your hips pushing forward. Keep the hips right over those knees. How high can you lift that chin? How far can you lean that body back? Keep breathing. Pushing into your hands now. Inhale, slowly come up. Untuck your toes, big toes together. Sit back to those heels. Relaxing your chest, your head down. If your head doesn't make it to the ground, support it with your hands as we come into child's pose. Hands to either side of the head now, pushing into the palms. Inhale, coming up. Thighs come together, roll over to one hip so you can bring those legs around in front of you. Remove any extra flesh from underneath those two sitting bones. Pull all 10 toes back towards you, shoulders back, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Try to extend upwards through the crown of your head. So keep pulling big toes and pinky toes back towards you as you inhale. Lift both arms up. And as you exhale, start to move the chest forward as you reach across the room. And now relax the arms down and take a grip, something you can reach with a bend in both of those elbows. Pull that low belly in now. Drag that chest through those upper arms. And now relax your head all the way down. Close your eyes. Breathe as deeply and as slowly as you can, encouraging the body to open up so that you perhaps can fold even deeper into this forward bend. Slow the breathing down. Good. As you inhale now, lift the chin. As you exhale, one more time, extend the arms. Let's inhale, come all the way up, turn your palms out, and circle the arms down. Bring your hands about a foot or so behind you, fingers pointing forward. If it feels better to point them back, by all means do so. Bring your feet together and point your toes. Looking down the front of the body, push into those heels and palms, and now inhale, lift the hips up. Try to press the toes down towards the ground. How high can you lift your hips? Maybe you can lift the chin and look up towards the ceiling. Maybe you can continue to lift the chin and look back behind you. If this is really too much with the legs straight, know that the option is there to bend the knees and plant your feet underneath those knees, hip distance width apart for a reverse table. Take one more inhale, really lift those hips up, look forward, and lower the body down. Release down, one forearm at a time. So you can roll your back down, lower your head down, draw your knees into your chest, and just rock from side to side. Massage your back. Rolling back to center. Take both legs and both arms and extend them straight up towards the ceiling. Press the backs of those knees gently open. Pull your shoulders back down towards the ground. Wiggle those toes, wiggle those fingers. Rotate your hands and feet around those wrist and ankle joints. So one rotation, we always make one breath. So the movement is slow and controlled. Make sure you go in both directions. One more inhale and exhale. And then bring stillness back to those hands and feet. Flex your feet now. Bring your legs open as wide apart as they'll go. Try to keep your legs as straight as they can be. Push out through your heels. Reach your arms over your head. Bring your palms together. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift the head, lift the back, reach through the legs, push your palms together, pushing out through those heels. Pull that low belly in towards the spine. Take one more inhale. Roll your back down. Reach your hands for your outer legs. Bring your legs together. Bend your knees. Reach for the knees and just rock from side to side. Try to keep your knees together this time. Just changing up that massage for your back. And then roll back to center. We take the knees wide apart. We reach for the ankles or the shins. And then point the soles of the feet straight up towards the ceiling. Ankles over knees, low back stays on the ground. Some of you may find it quite easy to grab the feet, but don't lift the shoulders and don't lift the low back to grab the toes or the inner arches. And now we're using the strength of the arms and our whole upper body to pull the knees down towards the ground on either side of maybe the rib cage or maybe up a bit closer to the armpits, depending on the length of those thigh bones. Keep the shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Keep that tailbone pressing into the mat. One more inhale. Exhale, pull those knees down to their furthest and then release the grip. Bring those legs together. Bring your arms to a T, palms down. Squeezing your legs together, flexing those feet. Full breath comes in. And now exhale the legs to the right. Hover them as you turn your head to the left. Try to squeeze those knees and ankles together. Both shoulders on the ground, both palms pressing down. Now let's inhale, head and knees come up. And now legs to the left, hover them as you look to the right. Breathe. Pressing down through both shoulders. On the inhale, slowly come up and switch. Legs to the right, head to the left, hover. Wait for the inhale, come back through center. Legs to the left now, head to the right, hover, breathe. On your inhale, come back up. Now take your legs all the way to the right, head to the left. Let your feet touch down. Let your whole body relax. Palms can be up or down. Try to close your eyes. Do your best to relax your low back, your mid back, your upper back. Relax both of your arms, your shoulders, your neck. Full breath comes in. Exhale, let it all go. Press down through your palms and inhale through to center. Change sides as you exhale. Lowering the feet down. Try to keep that right arm and shoulder on the ground as you relax your arms, palms up or palms down, your choice. Try to soften the face and relax the jaw. Try to relax your entire back, just like you did on the other side. And just notice if you're feeling something slightly different here on this side. Breathing into those places and spaces within the body that are tensing or tightening, sore or uncomfortable. Use your breath. Try to relax those areas. Try to release some of that tension and tightness. Take another full, deep, complete inhale. As you exhale, try to let all of that air go. Press your palms down again and inhale, come back through center. Reach for your knees with your hands. Take your knees to whatever width you would like them to be and do a slow rock from side to side. Returning back to that center position. Squeeze your legs together. Flex your feet. Draw your forehead or your chin up towards the knees, and if you can, wrap those arms right around those legs. Starting to squeeze yourself into a tight little ball. Squeeze your toes now, your feet, your arms, your legs, everything, your face and scalp. Squeeze, 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 and then release the effort. Lower your head back down to the ground. If you have a blanket that you'd like to place over your body, extra clothing that you would like to put on, go ahead and do so as quickly as you can. Making your way then down onto your back, coming into our final pose of Shavasana. And thinking about symmetry as you come into this pose, trying to have your ankles out from the hips on the same line that the hands are out from the shoulders. Right and left side are equal. Arms and legs, top and bottom, are the same as well. Tucking your chin. See if you can create a little bit of extra length there at the back of your neck. Let your tongue now, the tip of it, come to rest on the roof of the mouth, just behind your top front teeth. Just let the rest of the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth and sink heavily down into the throat. The breath begins to grow soft and quiet. The body begins to grow heavy. All the effort is done. It's time to take rest. Allowing yourself this important time to let everything that you've just done really sink in. coming out of this posture feeling refreshed and renewed, ready to continue with the rest of your day, whatever it may have in store for you. But try not to let yourself drift forward into the future. Try to root yourself still here in the present moment for these last few minutes. Observe stillness and relax. Slowly deepen your breathing. Continuing to bring the body back to life, start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Bring movement to the hands and feet, wrists and ankles. And turn your head just slowly from side to side. Allowing your head to roll back through center. Sliding the legs together, point the toes, reach those arms all the way over the head. Take a deep breath in, lengthen and extend, and then relax. Let the arms come down, draw your knees into your chest, and just rock from side to side. Rolling from hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder, ear to ear, before eventually just rolling right onto that right side. Relaxing here in this pose of new beginnings, this posture of rebirth, starting fresh. Can be so applicable this time of the year as we come to the end of the year. And we have the opportunity to move in to this coming year slightly differently. Letting go of old habits that no longer serve us well. Even people within our life where that relationship may no longer serve us well. But take a moment and thank yourself for this gift of a yoga practice here at the start of your day, the start of your coming week. Send a silent thank you out to those who joined you, whether it was here today in the space or the people that will eventually join us out on the internet as they're practicing from home. Thank you for allowing me to share these teachings of yoga with you. It is my honor and my privilege. So with as little movement as possible and with your eyes still closed, just make your way up to seated. Lifting through the crown of the head, the palms come together, the hands at the heart. And then we just let the chin melt down toward the chest. And then hinge from your hips and slowly lower your forehead towards the ground. Your hands can come down and support you. The divine light within me graciously, humbly acknowledges that same divine light within you. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Good to see you.